Welcome. This is the Yiftee Community Ambassador Program. So, quick history about Yiftee. All right, Yiftee started in 2012. We are a digital gift card provider. We do not do or handle physical cards for logistical reasons. Everything is online, everything is electronic, and it's easy. It goes right to your phone or to your email. Yiftee provides custom branded cards for individual merchants, franchises, chains, and it also has what we call the community card program, which is why you're all here. Just to give you a little bit of context with what's been happening in the world, with the pandemic, with the need for gift card programs right now. We went from 31 communities having gift card programs in 2019 to over 270 communities to date. So Yiftee is growing very, very quickly, and the community gift card program is growing very quickly as well. So why community gift cards? One reason, local businesses need help, right? Especially right now with the pandemic, we have a small business closure crisis all across the United States. And just to give you a little bit of history and context about this, we have right now, and to give you, there's a ton of data about all of this, but picking one source, which we're familiar with and is also a tech company, Yelp.com's local economic impact report stated in September 2020 that nearly 100,000 businesses suffered permanent closures between March 1st of 2020 and September of 2020, okay? Yelp gives us some nice little graphs here. A graph that you can see here shows number of businesses that were marked closed on Yelp on September here, which were marked open March 1st. So you can see the total here. You can see temporary closures and permanent closures going up for September. So nearly 100,000. And quickly we can see here the types of businesses that are being hit the most. So we have lawyers, architects, accountants, contractors, auto repairs. They're managing to stay afloat, but our restaurants and our retailers are the ones that have been hit the hardest, okay? So 2020 gets even worse. The Federal Bank Reserve Survey just stated that close to 9 million small businesses are at risk for closing in 2021. 3 out of 10 small businesses in the US say that they won't likely be able to survive in 2021 without additional government assistance. And then these numbers get even worse when we talk about POC, or people of color owned businesses, where 8 in 10 say that they're in poor financial condition, even after receiving the Paycheck Protection Program loans and other efforts. So clearly there's a big need and a big risk. All of you know the communities, your own communities. I'm sure that you've seen restaurants open, restaurants close. I'm sure that you've seen a lot of changes, especially in the past 2 years. And these are really the people that we want to focus on and the people that we want to help. So what can the Yiftee Community Card Program do? So local gift card programs sustainably enable buyers to funnel dollars to their local businesses instead of leaving the community via e-commerce and national gift brands like Amazon, for example, right? A community card is a multi-brand gift card that can be used in many participating businesses in a cohesive geography. So you can use it in a town or in a city or in a neighborhood or in a specific business improvement district, right? So we work with Main Street associations, with chambers of commerce, with downtown associations to revitalize their communities. These gift cards are branded for the community. They have a range of uses from personal use or corporate use. We see a lot of retailers, for example, use them and give them as gifts whenever one of their clients buys a house or sells a house. And in addition, they have the added bonus of making the giver feel good because they're creating a connection to the person that they're giving to, and feeling good while supporting your local community is really the best of both worlds, right? So we have, last but not least, you have potentially hundreds of choices, because on one community card, you could have hundreds of merchants. And you have no limits to where you spend the card, except for the value of your card, of course, but you could spend it at a range of businesses, which makes it more versatile and really valuable for customers. Now, let's show you what a community card is. So you may or may not know that one of the very first things that we do with organizers that are signing up for the program is that we run them through a demo and we teach them how the community card works. So a little bit of context here. Community organizers are the folks who are running the program. They're usually Main Street officials or people who work for the Chamber of Commerce, and folks who work for those organizations. Those are your community organizers. You are all now part of the community organizing team for your specific community. And local merchants are the businesses, the local businesses who are participating in the program. So where the place where Robert had lunch today, that is a local merchant. So I'm gonna transition out of this right here, and I will give you a quick demo. All right, let's begin. So this is your community card page. So every single one of your community cards looks similar to this, only that it has your community's branding on it. So you see here, we have what your card looks like. We have some statements here from the organizers. You can see, you can buy the card right over here. You can see how it works. You have a list of the merchants over here. You can see all the merchants that are available. You can have a nice map to see where they are. And then you can also click here to have a printable list. We have some FAQs. And at the very bottom of the page, we have a couple of quick links here for becoming a participating business. So local merchants who want to become part of the program can just click here to apply and join. And then folks who want to be sponsors or who want to buy a lot of community cards can click here to find more information on how to support or sponsor their community gift card program. We'll talk more about that later. Just quickly over here, this is how you would buy a gift card. So you choose an amount. We've got $5, $25, $50, or you can choose a custom amount over here, and then you would buy your gift card. So one of the very first questions we get is, how much does this cost, right? So the program, the community card program, running it is free. It's free for the organizer and it's free for the local merchants. So the organizers don't have to pay us anything to be part of this program and create their page. All of this is included, and local merchants don't pay any additional fees or anything in order to be part of the program. So the big question, how does Yiftee make money? The way Yiftee makes money is through this e-delivery fee, right? The e-delivery fee is $1 plus 5% of the value of the card. You can see that the e-delivery fee changes over here as you're updating the amounts of your card. And the other way, that's one way, the other way that Yiftee makes money is with, I can't find it right now, but with an inactivity fee. So we really want to get these cards redeemed, right? The idea is that people buy cards and, you know, if they forget about them, they'll find them later on and say, oh, great, I still have this gift card, let me use it. Most gift cards never expire. There are some exceptions with bonus programs that we'll go over later on, but most of our gift cards never expire. That means you can use them forever, right? So if 12 months pass and you don't use your gift card, you will be, Yiftee takes $3 from the value of your card. Like Raquel likes to say, we're not evil about it. We send people a ton of reminders in order to use their card. And the idea is that we really want to get these cards redeemed. We want to get these dollars in the hands of the merchants as soon as possible. So if at 11 months, 31 days, the person uses the card, that inactivity clock starts all over again. So you have essentially 11 months, 31 days to use it. All right, so that's where you go. How to buy a gift card. You go over here, you choose a recipient. You already chose a value over there. Now you add a recipient. You can put their name over here, Raquel Lopez, email, phone number. You can add more recipients over here. And if you want a bulk order, you can buy a bunch of cards at the same time. And then you get to write them a message over here and go check out before you buy it. So that's the buying process. Does anybody have any questions so far?
I actually do have a quick question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between doing like that bulk order, like on buying a gift card? Like, okay, so our community right now is reaching out to like golf courses and realtors and apartment buildings for like bulk ordering, I guess, so that they can have them and give them out as they want. Like, would you suggest that they bulk order them like how you just showed us, or at the bottom of the page where it says like whatever it said with like community, with the quick link at the bottom, or should they do it that way?
That's a good question, and I'll ask Raquel if that's okay to jump in on that.
Yeah. So yeah, for bulk purchases, since and we're gonna get into that later too in the program, but for people purchasing more than $1,000 or at least close to $1,000, we offer a discount on the e-delivery fees. They get cut in half basically. And the way to get the discount is you have to email me and Donna, and we'll set everything up for you. You have to pay Yiftee in advance. So if the person isn't interested in the gift card or in the discount, or if they're not purchasing enough to be eligible for the discount, you can just go to, purchase the gift, click on bulk purchases, and then upload it like that. The thing at the bottom is just for people to contact you if they want to make a bulk purchase and they have no idea how to, you know what I'm saying? So the thing that Raquel showed at the bottom, the button, is just for people to contact you and say, hey, we want to buy a bunch for our program. How do we go about doing that? And then you would send them, if they're eligible for the discount, you would send them to us, or if they're just maybe purchasing, $50 in gift cards or $500 in gift cards, I don't know, 300. Then you can just ask them to go to buy a gift, bulk purchase, and go from there. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that question. Okay, so once you buy your gift, this is the process of receiving and redeeming a gift card. Some of you, like Robert, already did this. You can send it as a text message, or you can send it as an email. Here's what it looks like when someone receives it as a text message. They get it and it says, oh, a secret admirer has sent you a downtown Dayton gift. It doesn't usually or always say a secret admirer. In this case, we just put that because Donna, our CEO, sent it to herself. But you can put essentially any kind of message, and you can put who it's from. Here, your message pops up, you see it, your gift card comes up, and then you can click to get your gift card voucher. Once you click over here, this is what appears. And it is essentially a MasterCard Yiftee has a partnership with MasterCard, and we create a web of all the participating merchants. So these MasterCards can be used only at the downtown merchants or only at the merchants that are within your community card program. So this is what it looks like. The way that a merchant redeems this card is by keying it into their POS system. So merchants, as an aside, I'll let you know that merchants don't pay anything extra to redeem Yiftee cards, but they do pay a card non-present fee, which is perhaps 0.5% higher than not having to key in, right? So when you put your card in, merchants pay a certain fee for MasterCard. When you have to key in, like you do over here, then merchants pay 0.5% higher. That's something that's good to know because it comes up in terms of questions from merchants. So that's how you redeem a gift. Raquel, anything I'm missing?
Nope,
No.
that was great.
Great. All right. So moving right along, let's show you. Let's show you the community card portal. So that's the front end. That's what people see. This is the back end, okay? And this is what all of you will have access to. Once a community signs up for a community card, they all get a portal. Here is your portal. This is what it looks like. It has your gift card sales at a glance. It has them in the last 30 days, in the last 12 months, and there's a ton of stuff that you can do in this portal. You can edit your listing, you can manage the locations. Community organizers pick who participates and who doesn't participate. So you can pick the kinds of businesses you'd like to include, kinds of businesses that you don't want to include in your community card. So I won't go through all of this because tomorrow we're going to have a webinar that goes deep into the community card portal, but I just wanted to show you really quickly that this is what it looks like on the back end, and you will all have a chance to look at this. As you can see, this is the Go Tahoe local card. And they have a ton of money in their community card program. They're excellent. They've been doing a really, really great job. This is what their card looks like. So their card page looks like. And the reason I'm showing you this is to move along and show you 2 or more aspects of the community card program. These are not necessary, but they are great bonuses and they help a lot. So with community card programs, we have the ability to create promotions, okay, in order to market and promote your card. In addition to it just being a card with participating in local businesses, we also create some promotions. In this case, for example, Tahoe is doing buy 25 or more, get a $10 bonus, or buy a $50 card and get a $20 bonus. We've seen in other instances, people get matches, buy one, get one, and communities do all kinds of stuff. And these kinds of promotions are fantastic. They sell out usually really, really quickly. And they obviously incentivize more giving and more spending because everybody loves free money. Right? So if you run a promotion, it's usually right up here on this header that gets negotiated by the community. And this is kind of what it looks like, and people love it. Last but not least, we also have sponsorships. So another way to really market your card and make your card successful is by getting sponsors. Sponsors are entities that either buy 1,000 or more cards, or they give money to the organizers in order to either subsidize the card fees, right? Like for example, here in Nashville, if you try to buy a card, you can see really quickly, it's not charging you an e-delivery fee. So that means that the sponsors here in Nashville, you can see has a ton of sponsors. We do a great job trying to put them on your card so you can, on your card page, so everyone can see them. So here they've subsidized the e-delivery fees, meaning folks who are buying cards, community folks who are buying their cards don't need to pay an e-delivery fee, which is also a huge incentive, right? Because that's more money in the pockets of both the consumer and the merchants. They also have a promotion up here, as you can see, and there you go. So that's my very, very quick overview. Again, we'll go into all of this, but just to show you the breadth and the range of what you can do with your community card, that is my demo. I'll ask Raquel again, she's the demo queen. So she'll let me know if I messed anything up or if I'm missing anything.
That was great.
Yeah, all right, great.
Yeah. So, the only thing I would add,
yeah,
just you guys know, because you might get asked this, if the gift cards, if somebody, we work with a third-party security system, since obviously gift cards are a huge target for fraud. Most gifts get delivered as soon as they're purchased. Some gifts get flagged by our security system, and we send the customer an email asking for more information. It's usually a phone number. After the security system looks at that and matches the phone number to the identity of the person, the gift gets delivered. But I just wanted to let you know, because people might ask you, or they might be like, why am I getting an email asking for a phone number? So yes, if a fraudulent gift slips through the cracks, and this is important to know for your businesses, Yiftee is going to pay for it. So your bosses that you're interning are not going to pay for it. The business owners aren't going to pay for it. It's going to be on us. Besides that, I think that was great.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Raquel. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. That's your demo. That's the community card. Okay. That's the introduction that everyone gets once we sign up a community card, and also people who are looking to sign up community cards get that demo as well. So moving right along to this program, why Yiftee Community Ambassadors? Why are you here? Who are we? What are we doing? Yiftee Community Ambassadors are going to be liaisons between the organizer, the local merchants, and us, Yiftee. Much like a US ambassador or UN ambassador, I should say, you are going to be a representative for your community. You know your community best. You know the culture of your community best. So you know its specific needs much better than we could ever, especially from a remote position. It's your job to cultivate relationships within your community. You're going to be cultivating relationships with local merchants. You're going to be cultivating relationships with local corporations who may want to do bulk purchases, with local sponsors. So people who have lots of income, maybe private folks or public entities who'd want to sponsor your program. So it will be your job to cultivate those relationships and make your community card program grow. It's your job to understand the key issues that are affecting your community and also find ways to improve that. Last but not least, you're going to assist organizers and merchants in running the program, implementing the program, and like Rob said earlier, smooth sailing in terms of having user experience, right? The idea is for everyone to have that same experience that Robert had this earlier today, getting your gift redeemed, paying for your meal or whatever it is that you're paying for, and walking out feeling great. So, program goals. 2 huge goals. 1, make an impact in your community, and 2, make an impact on your future career. So the impact on your community is going to be measured by, first, the number of small businesses participating. We do find a correlation between the more businesses that you have participating, the more your gift card will grow, right? So one of the goals will be to get as many merchants as possible to be part of your community program. The second one is the total dollar value, TDV, of your cards sold. So how much money are you getting in gift card sales? And last but not least, we're going to see the number of gift cards that have been redeemed, which equals so how much money is actually being put back into your community. How much are people buying? How much are people redeeming? And how much money is going right to the hands of your local merchants? Here we have make an impact on your future career, our second goal. This is really for you, right? This program is for your communities. When the communities thrive, we thrive. And when you thrive as an ambassador, as a local intern, then this makes it all worthwhile, right? We want this to be a learning experience. We want this to be a hands-on work experience. And we want you to get out of this with an awesome resume that details all of the different things that you've done and with measurable results that you can show a future employer, right? So you're going to learn real sales and marketing skills, local PR, social media, email marketing, blog, web development, videos, case studies, return on investment models, testimonials, analytics. So we're going to go through all of these different things and you're going to learn all these skills. And hopefully that's of interest to you and something that you'd like, right? I'm always open to feedback in terms of what's working, what's not, and what you'd like to learn more of. So please let me know. Moving right along, materials and weekly reports. So hopefully you all got a chance to see my email with the program overview and the program reporting responsibilities. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for folks to be a part of the program, get as much as they can, and then just a couple of things that you have to do each week to check in with me to make sure that we're progressing. And hopefully this isn't too much. But I think it should be good. So first, we've got our community ambassador guide. You may or may not have had a chance to see and look at your guide and glance at it. It has all the information that you need, and please use it as a guide throughout this program. You'll see that we're going to cover different areas over the next 4 weeks that you'll be learning about, and each of those areas are covered a bit more in depth in this guide, and it shows you where you need to go to find all of the materials that we're talking about. Okay, so this is your guide. Use it, look at it on your own time. It's pretty self-explanatory, but again, if it's not, if something doesn't make sense, please let me know. I really love that feedback. Okay, the other thing that you have to do, so one thing that you have to do is check in with me every week. Each week, every Monday and next week, we're starting having a check-in meeting every single week. Hopefully folks will be able to join that meeting. But if you're not able to join that meeting for any reason, you can sign up for office hours. I will be sending the office hour link out in my next email. Or you can just email me at ambassadors@yiftee.com to set up a meeting with me throughout the week. The idea is to check in with everyone once a week and see how you're progressing, see how you're doing, and make sure that everyone's on track, right? The last thing that you have to do is send a weekly report. This weekly report is not very complicated. It just has the amount of new merchants, potential sponsors, card buyers, gift cards sold, redeemed, challenges. So you'll all open it up and be able to see it. This is due Fridays at 6 p.m. The idea of having a weekly report is not only to keep you all on track, right, and keep us moving towards a goal, but also to give you a visual aid and see how you're doing. So you can track your weekly progress and also track the things that are going well, the things that aren't going well, and the things that you'd like to do or see more of. Okay, so this is for our benefit and your benefit. What I'll do with this weekly report is give you a metrics report over here every single week so we can track all of our progress. So at a glance here, I've got all the communities that are part of this current cohort of YCAs. We have our 4 Yiftee interns who are part of this call right now. They'll be assigned a community soon. So this will grow this list right here. But right now we've got Grand Forks, Shop Harney, Trenton, Chattanooga, the Port Card, Beaver County, San Anselmo, Baobab, and Neshoba Valley. And so you can see here very quickly, we have our launch date, when everyone started, and then we have the number of merchants, the number of cards that have been sent, and the total value of cards sold. We have them in descending order with the most amount of cards sold. And then you'll see here. Now, the idea, just as a disclaimer, the idea here is not to compare you all to yourselves or to each other. Every single community is different. Populations are different. You know, this is not a competition in any way whatsoever. The idea is to show everyone today, this is where we are today. This is where we're all starting. And what we will see throughout the course of these 4 weeks is all of these numbers go up. Okay, and we're going to see everyone progress in these numbers, and hopefully that will be a really fun process for everyone, right? So at the end of each week, I will compile your reports, and I'll start the next week by giving you a report of where we are, where we were last week, where we are this week, and where we want to go in the future. All right. So before I get into assignments for this week, I feel like I've been talking for 50 minutes. So let me give everyone a chance to ask any questions, stretch, or give me anything. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Reactions, yes.
I was just curious, might be a silly question, but like, could I take my gift card from Beaver County and bring it to like any other community? Like, or can you only use it within the community that you bought it in?
Good question. No, you can't take your Beaver County community card and use it in a different community. One of the things that we do with, we'll get into this once you learn about merchants, but what happens is that once a participating merchant goes in to the system for their community, they are part of a network that's only a local network, right? Where this card can only be used in that community. And the reason we do this is to encourage people to only use the card at these locations, and also to prevent the card from being used, for example, in Amazon or another place that's not that local community. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
So if you wanted to go, if you took a trip to California, to San Anselmo, for example, where Brooke is, then you would you'd have to buy a San Anselmo card and then use it over there. All right. Anyone else? Any other questions? Burning desires, confusion? Nope. All right. Okay. Okay, so we have your very first assignments for this week then. The first thing we need to do, and this is really important, is to get permission from your organizer for your portal login. Okay, so the reason why we need permission from your organizer to create a login for you so you can access the portal, the community card portal, is because there's some sensitive information there, regarding money and funds and credit card information. So get permission from your organizer. We will be sending organizers reminders as well for permission, but please ask them to get you a portal login. For our Yiftee interns, who are Brooke, Ian, Kyle, and Gavin, they'll be assigned and we'll be communicating with organizers about their logins. Okay. I saw somebody raise the hand.
Yeah, that was me. I was
Yeah.
just gonna ask if the interns, like I already have access to the portal, need that other login, but you answered that.
Yeah, not yet, but you will soon.
Yeah, and Brooke, so you know where we're at with that. I reached out to the organizers for your communities. We're waiting to hear back from them. It was a long weekend, so people are moving slow. But as soon as we do, we'll connect you guys.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, your second assignment for this week is gonna be either attend or watch tomorrow's webinar. So Raquel will be doing the Navigating the Community Card Portal webinar tomorrow. It's at 11 a.m. again, Pacific time, same time as today. We're gonna be going through all of the backend that I showed you, but you're gonna be learning how to run reports. You're gonna be learning everything that's on there that you need to use and all the stuff that's gonna be useful for you. Okay, so it's also going to be recorded, so don't worry if you can't attend, but it would still be beneficial and really nice if you could. So that's your second assignment. Third assignment is to practice, right? Once you get your login, go to the community card portal, explore it, practice running reports, and just get to know it, right? This is step one. Number 4. We have the read the setup guide for organizers in the welcome package. So in your YCA guide, you're going to see a ton of different instructions. One part of it is going to be talking about the welcome package for organizers. Every time a community signs up for a community card, the organizers get a welcome package, okay? This welcome package has a setup guide. The setup guide goes through a list of 10 steps for you to complete your community card program and give you everything that you need to launch is in 10 steps, okay? Please read that 10-step guide, that setup guide that has the 10 steps. Please identify, all you need to do is read it and identify the steps that haven't been completed. Okay, and then next week we'll talk about what we want to do in order to complete those different steps. Okay, so this is 4 and 5 is 1, read the guide, and then identify any steps that haven't been completed. Okay, in some of your cases, all steps will be complete. In others, you'll be missing this or that, but just identify those and make a list of them. Okay. Last but not least, we have submit your first YCA report. After tomorrow's webinar, you should be able to know how to use the community card, know how to run a report. So you'll be able to run your first report and turn in your first YCA spreadsheet. So like I said, that's going to be due every single Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and just send it over to ambassadors@yiftee.com. Any questions about assignments? No? All right, awesome. Here are a couple of references of what I used before, but that's all I've got, folks. So let me stop sharing my screen over here. Go back and let's see. Yes, that's all I've got. And we are a full 6 minutes, right? No, yeah, 6 minutes ahead of schedule. Again, any questions? Anything I can answer for everyone? Does that all make sense? Yeah, okay, great. What I'm gonna do is right after we end our meeting right now, I'm going to send everyone an email, and it's gonna have the recording. It's going to have my link for office hours. It's going to have a white paper that Yiftee prepared last year that gives you a ton of great information, stats, resources on what the community card program is, why this began, and what kind of impact it's having, not just in your community, but across the US. That's a really great resource, so I'll be sending that out in that email as well. And then I can't identify anything else that the email would need at this point, but maybe 1 or 2 more things, but those are the big things. Okay. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for being here. We are so very excited that you've all chosen to help and impact your communities in this way and go on this journey with us. So we really appreciate you being here. I hope it's the start of a great 4 weeks, and we'll see you either tomorrow or at the next check-in meeting. Yeah. All right, everybody. See ya.